Hello? Hello everyone. Okay, here we go. We are back with some more SD League. Malkavianka versus Deuisum. This might be the last games of the playoffs, of the group phase we will cast. As most of the group phase games are over and I will be gone for the next week. At least, if not the next 2 weeks. So Deuisum versus Malkavianka. It is, guys. Deuisum, 3rd Canadian, Malkavianka, 17th SS. Give it some hype, guys, give it some hype. Deuisum, 3rd Canadian versus 17th SS. This is an interesting matchup. Obviously, Deuisum has the favorite division, but it's not like 17th SS is a bad one. Especially since the damage output of the SS Legionaries got fixed. On a map like this, they can deal the damage. And they get into the positions good. With the attractions. Flammenwerfers coming around. Like, one issue why we see 3rd Canadian win so often is that they play against, while they are the best divisions, they usually don't play against the best German divisions when they play against Axis, but against like lower ranked German divisions. But 17th SS is one of the top divisions, so they can do the job. As you can see, going up to a 17-7 here in the first couple of seconds of this game. This is crazy work here by Malkavianka. Getting pushed down to 59 now, but the Flamers are so dangerous. Defense groups unloading over here. More defense groups coming up. 3 defense groups. Okay, a bit overcommitment, 2 defense groups here on the side of Deuisum, I think. 4 Humbers trying to push in. Deuisum always a guy of a heavy push in the early game. His one this time comes up over here. Ram 2 with off map coming in. And Puck 38 not on target anymore, so the Humber plus the 6-pounders might deal the damage here. Defense group has to disengage over here. It's back to an 11-13. Deuisum the one with the Vanguard. It's surprised to see Canadians being played with Vanguard. That's usually not that strong suit. Like I don't say they are bad in Vanguard, but they are usually the division that is there to go the super long game and outlast everyone. So seeing them being played in Vanguard is surprising to me. Quite a bit. Quite a bit surprising. Deuisum coming up with the off map onto the position over here. Humber engaging the Flammenwerfers. And Spitfire versus ME-109 G6 U4 in the air. Spitfire losing that so far. Both black smoke, but the black smoke behind the Spitfire is quite dark, much darker. And in the head-to-head it should just lose here. Actually, both go down. Okay, I was wrong. Both go down. 16-8 for Malkavianka as he gets the flag in the north again, and he still holds these 2 over here. And all the infantry here for Deuisum is nearly dead. 1 rifle squad remaining. Now he has to rely on Humbers and Shermans to do the job. Brings in more stack hounds, rifles, and 2 more Shermans. I don't like the 2 Shermans. Would have liked to see more rifles here. Over-reliance on Sherman is usually not the way to victory. Usually not the way to victory here. Puck 38s over here, engaging. Onto the Humbers, and 1 bailed out, 1 killed, so that it does a good job. Sherman over here disengaged. The rest of the Humbers helps out, but Puck 38 will kill off the Humber over here. Deuisum push some pressure into the middle, so it's back to a 14-10, but he is the guy who wants to take down Malkavianka, not the other way around. Not the other way around. And the Stuk 4s over here are deadly. Another Humber going down. This start is super explosive, as expected from a Deuisum game. And it blew up into his face this time again, I think. From the feeling, it kind of blew up into his face. His follow-up might still be able to smash through, because he obviously killed also quite a bit of stuff from Malkavianka, so if he has a good follow-up, that whole damage he dealt could still pay off, but it will be a rough time. Gets into here, will be able to surrender the MG. Ooh, Humber will not win out against 2 3-3s, and I don't think it will even win out against 1, so goes down there, yes. And the heat shell Spillwagons are super dangerous for a Sherman as well. Okay, gets the first one. Still has to show frontal armor against the Pak 38, which is obviously also an opponent you need to deal with. And it gets the Pak 38 gets the kill. Will get killed off by the rifles here, most likely. But still a super explosive game here. More rifles coming in over here. SS Legionaries with the flames sitting up on top. Yeah, the video is good. The video is real good. Even, like, yes, even for someone who knows how to play, it's still a good thing to maybe make you think about some stuff. Even if you disagree, it's a good video. Yeah, like, I disagree with a couple of stuff in his videos as well, but his video is well made. And his, obviously, full of his own opinion. Like, it's not completely objective, obviously. You can't be objective, but his opinion is obviously one to value in Steel Division, as he is a really, really good player. Winning the second championship and so on. Getting into the finals in Season 2, so obviously a really good player. 116th is not the worst tank division, though. Absolutely have to disagree with that. In a world where 5th Panzer and 5th SS Panzer exist, it can't be the worst division. Well, 116 is pretty awful in the meta at the moment, but it's not the worst tank division. Because it has a lot of cheap support units in the recon tab, and it has Ersatztruppen. And it has a good artillery tab. Nah, I disagree with there. Nah. But let's focus on the game. Malkavianka up to 13-11. Pressure's still on here. A lot of fights. Left, right, and center. 6-pounder over here. Rifles coming in. These legionaries will go down. More rifles moving in. Rifle leader coming in over here. Two, 3, 3. The the Ram 2 is still over here, chilling out. Rifle leader getting engaged. Has to disengage here. Legionaries obviously really deadly now, but yeah, 2 of them especially. As this one was also at 150-meter range, so the Beretta can engage there. If you run into the Legionary, they're especially dangerous, but even if they engage into you, they're still really good units. Rifles. Well, the issue of Sturm is that they don't have as much cheap infantry as you would need. Like with the 20-point infantry spam that we have at the moment. But it's surprising if he, like, when he puts the FJ that high, well, they have the Luftwaffejäger, so that's a good thing for them. That's the reason why they are over 78. I don't play much with the Luftwaffejäger when I play them, so... But yeah, the Luftwaffejäger are the way to victory there for them. Allowing them to have a cheap infantry option. But it's a 12-12 Deuisum. Holds on here. Malkavianka putting the pressure on, but Deuisum holds on for here now, but he has to pressure Malkavianka. It's still supposed to be the other way around, and he's losing quite a lot of forces here, so... On this Pak 38 is in a really good spot. Malkavianka pushing in here, and he keeps the pressure piling on. Priest coming in. Getting the shots onto the Flak 36 in the north. Rifles engaging. Priest engaging over here. But Priest now getting engaged by the Pak 38. This Pak 38 is in such a good spot here. Malkavianka on the way to victory. And he gets the kill. There. More SS Legionaries coming in. Rifles getting engaged. Stuck 4 getting engaged by a 17 pounder. Stuck 4 getting killed off. Rifles over here engaging onto the Volksdeutsche. And the Pak 38 on the fire. Priest engaging onto the Flammenwerfer. More Spitfires coming in. More Shermans over here. And the Pak 38 goes down, but 59 for Malkavianka. I don't think we will see a comeback here from Deuisum. I'm pretty worried for him. Though with... he obviously has the long run. If he can keep this game long, he has the long breath. Usually, if you play Canadians. But I'm really surprised seeing him playing Vanguard. I really don't fully get it. Why you would play 3rd Canadian Vanguard, but that's the way he does it. 4 Shermans here. Don't like that. 17th SS has enough good stuff against Shermans, including the Stuck 4. Stuck 4, the 10 extra frontal armor is so good against Sherman. The Sherman, usually Sherman vs Stuck battles are favored for the Stuck, but not that much. So Shermans can win that, usually against the 90 frontal armor, because they get the first shot and all of that. But against the 100 frontal armor, the chance of penetration is too low in nearly all engagement ranges. More field engineers coming in. Rifles engaging the SS Legionaries. And more rifles over here chilling out. But the Volksdeutsche SS Legionaries sit up on the hill here. Priests engaging onto the MG42. And another Spitfire coming in. Another Spitfire will hit the MG42, I think. Oh no, it hits the Pak 40. No, what? It doesn't hit anything. Wow, what was that Spitfire run? Okay. Field engineers will not get into there. And the infantry is overwhelming here for Malkavianka now. Not even more SS Legionaries. This looks bad for Mr. Deuisum. 59 here for Malkavianka. He keeps the pressure on. He keeps the pressure on, piling on. Field engineers moving in over here. Spitfire coming in once more. Will hit the SS Legionaries over here. TNT flies up over here. TNT flies up over here. TNT flies up over here. But that's not enough. It's not enough. Only 5 men. It's 5 hit points on the field engineers makes them pretty squishy. You usually want to have them mixed in with rifles. On their own, they're not that amazing. Like field engineers are not that amazing anyways, but they can help out in combination with rifles to win forest fights, so that you have both the hit points and the damage output, or especially the stress output. But on their own, they're just too few men. They just die too easily. And yes, this game really. Deuisum didn't got his combined arms on the board anymore after the start. Messed that up too hard. And Malkavianka is trading out efficiently since the get-go. And this is why we got him at a 59. Really good traction start from him. Really abusing the speed of the 17th SS to getting himself into an amazing position. And this is how we got here, and this is where we stay, I think. Because the way out is a long one. By the way, a really good video game, A Way Out. Really, really good co-op game. If you look for a co-op game with your friends, just was like, oh yeah, that's the name of a video game, right? And I was remembering it, and yeah, that was a really good one. Or even, like, yeah, with a friend, with your girlfriend, boyfriend. That's a really good game there to play. This is Division 4. Yes, this is... Malkavianka is on the top position, I think, at the moment, and Deuisum is the last or second last place, so it's really on the stats already a pretty one-sided matchup, and that's what game 1 here kind of represents. It's a kind of a test for Malkavianka, I think, to see how well he is in shape. Like, that's what I want to see, so we can... Because I kind of put him on the favorite spot, together with Yu, I think, who's also in Division 4 at the moment. Like, these two should really... If they play against each other before the semi... I think they should play each other in the finals. Well, we'll have to see where they are. Yu has a clean sheet, 15 points after group phase, so he for sure goes to the semifinal. I think Malkavianka will follow him there into the semifinals, so they only should match each other into the finals, and I think they are both the two favorites of this whole thing. In Division 5. In Division 4. This is game number 1. A lot. Spitfire. 16-8. Malkavianka is winning this one. If he wins the other one, I think he should have enough points to get first place. In his group as well. Like, get enough points to get seeded into the semifinals directly as well. Spitfire over here coming in. Hits the Flamers. Well, that's because that's all he got. What else should he do with these Shermans? He needs to capture points, and all he got is Shermans, so... And if you have enough Shermans and can spot it, you can kill it, but... As the first shot of the Pak 40 doesn't kill you, but if you don't have enough Shermans, then obviously not, and I think 5 Shermans would be the golden number here in that matchup. Kills off the... IG, but the IG might have dealt enough damage to allow the kill? No. So, sure. Yes. Only one Sherman engaging though, the rest of the Pak is being sneaky. And it's not even spotted. Real good positioning there by Malkavianka. Good micro. And yes, that might be the end of one Sherman after another. Shermans engaging Samizatstruppen. More field engineers coming in, more rifles coming in. But this is an unsalvageable position here. We'll lose to Sherman 3 over here in a second, as there's also Pak 38 around the corner, which now also will engage. Engages the Pak 40 now. Obviously, as he would have engaged, if he would have engaged it from the get-go with 4 Shermans, obviously, as you can see, that works out. If you run 4 Shermans into a Pak 40 and they all spotted, works out just fine. But as he kept on firing onto the infantry instead of moving the rest of the Shermans also forward, this Pak 40 had a field day picking 2 of them off. Gets finished off now, but that's still cost efficient. And yes, Deuisum is in a really bad spot. Gets back to an 11-13. It's all about survival for him here, but surviving is real hard when your position in the north looks like this. Brings it out the Spitfire to hunt down the Ju-87. D3 only. Just like in 1 at 16. The western front Ju-8 is in all D3s, so they don't have the capabilities of fighting head-to-head against an enemy fighter, but, well, if you have a G6, U4, you don't really need anything else to fight enemy planes. The 30mm really making short process of stuff. Though it's only one 30mm. Oh no, that's not the one with the 2. Okay, no, so then actually it's not super crazy, but it's still a good plane. Still a good damage output. And he has a good AA setup as well, so the D3 survives. And Deuisum still not hitting the units on the ground with his bombers, so also not that amazing for him there. Spitfires will get out. He has 7. He bought himself a bit more time with the Sherman push, but now all the Shermans got annihilated. Don't know exactly by what. I think by the Pak 40 up here. Yeah, the Pak 40 up here. If you give the enemy this hill, a full-on hill that can shoot into it, like same here, though not as bad. But if you give the enemy this hill up here, there's a lot of good line of sight for both sides. That can shut down a lot of stuff for the other side. So yes, giving up the flanks on Orsha North is absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal. Like, obviously this back here is exactly the same pain. If you lose this hill, your whole reinforcement up here is destroyed. You can't really push in here. Your reinforcement road over here is also in really big struggles. Like losing hills in general, high ground always good in every game out there, in every strategy game especially. And yes, on Orsha North, these two hills are absolutely key. Well, I don't think he's out of infantry, but he didn't have anything on the board, and he needed something to do fast because he was ticking down real quick. So that's why he had to move in there with the Shermans. But yes, obviously, and it would have only been this one pack 40. Okay, if he would have traded better earlier on, would have been fine. But there was too much on the board overall. And now his 17 pounder gets eliminated by a sneaky Volksdeutsche that just ran into it. J87D3 is on the way to pin down the Shermans, or the infantry? The infantry, I guess. Okay, pin down the infantry. Both is just fine, and yes, this game is really going down. D3's coming in. Mosquito coming in over here as well, onto the Volksdeutsche. And not hitting. But in the early game, 17th SS can for sure play. Like usually, as I pointed out in the early on, usually the issue with 17th SS is that it's played, like when we see it played, that it's also played against German divisions that are not the top dogs of the German German divisions. 17th SS is one of the top dogs of the German divisions, so on a map like this, they for sure can go toe-to-toe with the Canadians, with SS Legionaries and so on. So them losing, I think, is fine on this map. But yes, them not getting banned is a bit weird. But same weird that 17th SS didn't got banned on this map. You don't want to play against 17th SS on this map either. Yeah, actually I think 3rd Canadian win rate is not super amazing this season, but it's still for sure above 50%. But we saw it lose a couple of times. I think we even saw it losing in Division 1 once. So yes, not everyone is... Like in other divisions we saw it losing because of running out of anti-tank guns and stuff like this, so... It's not unbeatable, it's not... But it's still for sure the strongest division in the game, so banning it should be done. It's OP. It's really strong, but I don't know if I would call it absolutely broken. But for sure it's really, really strong. And it's OP. It's over the power level of every other division. And Deuisum surrenders. And yes, 2000 to 1500 is pretty brutal. Not an absolute massacre, but really, the early game just, like, every trade Deuisum went out, like, with these, well, like, only 75% effectiveness in every trade, compared to Malkavianka. That kept going on through the whole game. Like when we saw him killing the Pack 40, losing 2 Shermans for that, and so on. So, yes, in the end, relatively easy victory for Malkavianka. We will go into game number 2 now. Give me 3 minutes, guys, then we will have Gaiuna 2 on cell between Deuisum and Malkavianka. Okay. So here we go. Game number 2. Deuisum versus Malkavianka on cell. And we see another 28th Jäger on cell. Let's see how it works out this time. So far not the best ring record, even on cell. 84th. Guardstar is what it's playing against in the hand of Deuisum in the Maverick income. Malkavianka stays with its flatline income. So that's the classic. That's what we gotta get used to. And Malkavianka moves in heavily into the north, moves in over here. His smoke, Gebirgs, how beats the 36 should help out. Automachiki is in position though for Deuisum, but let's see. Trying to move one further forward. Guardia DP trying to help out. Okay, gets one eliminated, and then he gets shot at by a lot of Jägers. Stormjäger is also under a lot of fire. Panzerjäger should go down. Stormjäger's on the way down. But now the Jägers are in 100-meter range. And the Automachikis will struggle. Stormjäger should still go down. Stormjäger's now pinned down, so they don't get killed off actually. So the units get engaged instead. Automachiki still got good damage here though. Holding the initial push for Deuisum. So he can maybe push elsewhere actually. Because he should have numerical advantages elsewhere. Pack 38 though is a bit of an issue for him here. Guardia's over here engaging the Jägers. Obviously you don't want to engage the Jägers in the forests. Guardia DP over here engaging. But he has to be... Oh my god, he has an IS-2 up here. This is so dangerous. Ooh, please don't lose the IS-2, Deuisum. Oh, move it even further backwards. Move it even further backwards. Okay, at this range they are fine against the Jägers, the Guardia DPs. But obviously there's more Jägers coming and the IS-2 is not far enough backwards, I have the feeling. I don't think the Automachikis will arrive in time to protect that. Ooh. Hopefully he doesn't lose that to the Jägers. Airplay from Malkavianka coming in as well. Pack 38 still hitting onto that T-34E. Like a real player. And he gets it. Yak 1 getting the radiator overheating crit onto the Fokker Wolf. Nice, 2 is moving backwards. Okay, that's important. Automachikis though have to be careful. Don't want to go down here. Oh no, go down. Okay, so he still doesn't have any infantry and there's more Jägers incoming. This is a really precarious situation now for Deuisum in the north. Game already not looking too hot for him here. Automachikis and Guardia DPs coming in. Pushing onward. IS-2 over here. Continues engaging. Onto the leader, but it obviously has to be super careful now with the Jägers surrounding it. Oof. And Yak 1B versus Fokker Wolf A8 is not a good engagement, and Yak 1B goes down. So air war also going pretty badly for Deuisum. Infantry fights obviously pretty bad as well. And the T-34E in the middle didn't help out either. Automachikis now engaging over here onto the Stormjäger. Getting supported by the Panzerschreck unit. Stormjäger's under a lot of fire. Will go down here at some point, but took quite a couple of men with them before going down. IS-2 still on the retreat. And a lot more infantry and a T-34 coming in for Deuisum in the north. Now in the form of channels. 5 channels on the way. Gets the flag in the middle. Will go for the flag over here as well. Okay. It's Gebirgs. Wait, what? Why is it Gebirgs? Why is there another G? What? Gebirgsgeschütz? Okay. Okay, it's Gebirgsgeschütz. Okay. Never saw the second G. I thought it's GBH. There's a GBH, isn't there, as well? I think there's also Gebirgshaubitze. Maybe I guess I messed that up. Yeah. Gebirgsgeschütz. Okay. T34 and IS-2 coming up. More Guardias coming up. 11-13. IS-2 can't really move up over here. If you want to move it anywhere up, you should move it up over here. But yes, this is always a really hard way spot to push up to. And with Jägers around, you don't really want to put the T-34 up like that. The Jägers could just run onto these and could kill them. Stoke still around. Will kill off the T-34. Might now run into the ice. No, IS-2 still not spotting it. What? Uh-oh. Now the Jäger's trying to make their push. Okay, good move backwards there. Good micro there by Deuisum. Jäger's getting shredded. IS-2 has to move forward now. The Jäger's going down. Battery Führer and Stuk, G, still chilling out. 3-star Stuk, obviously not bad, but against the IS-2 in direct confrontation it shouldn't win, and there it goes. Goes down. IS-2 helps out, but obviously that takes a lot of attention away from Deuisum. That he might want to rather push into put into pushes over here. Loses another T-34 over here. Hope that's not good. Focke-Wulf F8 coming in. With two 20mm and two 30mm, so this has quite a bit of firepower frontally. And also 850 kilogram bombs, so it leaves some big bangs. KV-8 over here helping out and stopping the Jäger push. Might get the second kill? No. Doesn't get the kill on the second one. But the Jägers don't want to push onto this. I think, no, not with the flamer there. They should go down before, well actually, yeah, they should go down before they get their Faustpatrone out. IS-2 came back in. But Deuisum really needs a absolutely massive push in B phase, and with the airplay from Malkavianka being as good as it is, I think the airplay of Malkavianka alone can stop a push from Deuisum of happening. So, really worked for him there. .82mm mortars coming in over here, trying to hit the Stormjägers. Automachiki disengaging. KV-8S chilling out over here. IS-2 in the north, still not doing much. So yes, Deuisum needs a really big push in B phase that basically steamrolls, and okay, with the losses he took early on, I think that will be hard to achieve. Malkavianka keeps on the 13-11. Because winning by points now is already really pretty impossible. Like by capturing normally the flags of Malkavianka, even if he goes up to a 59 now, Deuisum would still take too long. So he really needs a win by killing off units instead of a kill by taking flags. And that's always quite a bit easier for the enemy to avoid, I think, and also quite a bit harder to achieve. Trying to go for the heavier, the really good kill count. Trying to get the steamroll going. With a Pak 38 and a Stuk over here engaging the T-34, I'm also, yes, pretty worried for the life of T-34. Now no line of sight anymore on the Stuk 3G, so IL-237 will not do anything other than getting killed off. So the airplay by Deuisum really not that good. In both games quite a bit lacking. And this puts him into a really rough spot here. And it goes down. Falcon 288R coming up in the north. KV-8S chilling out over here at that flag. But he's losing infantry fights, he's losing tank fights, and he's losing the air fight. Deuisum down in all three sections of this battle. Obviously air always can be a redeeming factor if you're losing on the ground. But yes, if you lose everywhere, much harder to win. Much harder to come back as well. Coming back from being behind at one spot is fine, but Deuisum just surrenders here. And a bit preemptively, But yes, with 1 to 2 kill death ratio, was a game that winning was real hard for him, if not impossible by this point.
Wow.
So, GG, repeat to Malkavianka. Well, it's a tournament, so... And he was just about to hit his super heavy income, but yes. With which he would have equalized the points on the field. Like, he would have gotten 500 points equal, but obviously they would have had to put on top that as well. So yes, obviously super far behind, but still... in League, you always want to see games to the end, obviously, but... fully understanding the surrender here. Oh, and actually Malkavianka and Yu are in the same division. Oh.